Hello everyone, I hope that you guys are doing well. Welcome to Amani's Lightwork Eye of Akasha section of my channel. For those of you who are new or you're visiting, welcome. It's great to have you here. I hope that you decide to stay, okay? So before I begin with the case I'm going to be covering today, I just want to let you guys know that I am doing my tarot series on my Instagram page at Amani Efe777. Not only am I covering the tarot series, but of course I have other anthropological interpretations of tarot, scientific interpretations of tarot intertwined with the series and other posts as well. Okay, so please feel free to go partake in the series if you have questions, comments, or concerns in regards to it. If you want me to write something up for you, I can do so as well. I don't mind doing that. I share my writing, I share my work with everyone pretty much. Okay. Alright, so cool. And the case I'm going to be covering today will be for the Astroworld festival. I don't want to use the word catastrophe, but I mean, it would be, that would be fitting for the situation, but I don't have to use the word catastrophe, okay? Things happen accidentally. Way too many people allowed into the arena, so I'm just going to cover that, maybe pick up some information on the people suing for the cause as well, people putting in claims for that. I'm going to, try to zero in and see if I can pick up some more information. I'm going to try to look into Travis, maybe Drake's situations as well, managers, agents, anything that would be beneficial to helping me and you guys understand what's the behind story and why things happened the way they did on that day. Okay, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys ever been to any of his Astroworld festival concerts. I don't even know what to call it, but I've never been, but I personally have been wanting to go to a concert, period. Not particularly that, but concert, period. You know what I mean? All right, now let's see what we can gather. Taurus, not Taurus, Travis. Travis is a Taurus, and then I believe Kylie Jenner is a Leo, and then you also have Drake is a Scorpio, and then maybe there's other elements around, maybe a few victims, injured individuals, their families. I'll try to see if I can zero in on that as well too, okay? His real name also, before I go any further, is his biological name is Jack Berman Webster II. All right, just letting you guys know if you didn't know. You know something? I do get this idea of, what's that called? I don't know if this is like a subpoena or something of that kind. Like subpoenas, subpoena implies making a court appearance. So that could be related to Travis. That could be related to Drake. That could be related to a manager. It just depends on what's going on. Making court appearances may be relevant, right? The spirit is also telling me December, right when I hit the word relevant. So he may, I don't know if they're going to do much news coverage on that, but it feels like he may need to make a few court appearances in December, going into the new year possibly. I don't know if this is like the beginning of December or like, towards the end of November. The spirits gave me an idea of paperwork when I said the end of November, so there is something going on with I don't know if it's distribution wise, but something is going on with paperwork with Travis and Drake, or just Travis, or something related to paperwork. So that could be somebody else's paperwork. I'm also getting the idea of a contractual agreement as well. So something is going on there. Like, it could be his contract. Like, he may need to appear in court. I mean, of course, he probably would need to appear in court for, the situation that occurred. That's one element about it. Or I'm getting the idea of tax evasion as well, maybe intertwined with one reason why he may need to appear in court. So that's either related to him or Drake or some other, situation. But the concert has a lot to do with that, if that makes any sense. Okay. The idea of the tax evasion, what's interesting? I shuffled that 10 times. That card was already there in the shuffle, so maybe there's a reason that the card was there the whole time. And I shuffled and it's right back in the same spot, okay? But the reason for the tax evasion may be related to some type, like the expenses for the festival, if that makes any sense. The expenses for the festival, the lighting, the audio, the music, the surround sound, the stereo system, all that is related to, all that will be tied into taxes of some kind, especially for like the festival organizers, right? If that makes any sense, the festival organizers. And there's this feeling of not paying something in a timely fashion. So I don't know if like he didn't pay something. I mean, either him, or I don't know if it's like a manager or someone, or an agent, whoever's responsible for managing his finances, or he himself is, or someone who's helping him manage his career will be responsible for like what did I just say? Managing like the payments and things of that nature, or not paying, not paying the expenses, not following through with like payments for things needed for the festival. Like, he's been doing the festival for a while. I don't know if he's been doing it for a couple of years or so, but there's definitely something related to the expenses for it and falling back on payments in regards to the expenses for it. So falling back on payments would be related to the tax evasion, or paying off the taxes for the usage of the venue or the arena that the festival is taking place at, if that makes any sense, okay? The Six of Wands energy is underneath. There's your victory card. So the Spirit is giving me an idea that there's a probable outcome for him. It's fire sign energy, so it could be related to Kylie. It could be related to its wands. It could be related to, the wands will be related to his career. Every outlet of his career, I should say, with the Six of Wands. It's a probable outcome because he may be in a situation where, he may need to talk to an agent or a manager, discuss the expenses, discuss how something is going to get divvied up, discuss where, like a loan may be needed in order to make some type of payment, or in order to pay something off. Because I get the idea that he may have been, like, okay, if he's a performer, he's an artist, so he needs like a space. He needs a space to keep it functioning. I'm just trying to keep it as simplistic and as far away from legal terms as possible, but of course they're going to show up. All right, legalities and legal matters are going to show up. There's no getting away from that. But the situation is that if you're going to perform, you're going to use space, you have to make, I don't know if he's making monthly payments to use a space, like use like an area. There's something going on with like making monthly payments to use a space, like that he had the concert taking place at, if that makes any sense. All right. And he could have been in a situation, either he was paying in a timely fashion, or he wasn't paying in a timely fashion. So him paying directly would mean that he would need to go through, or whoever was responsible for giving him his contract as an artist, and discussing payments there. Where can I, whether that's through an agent or a manager, direct supervisor, etc., discussing with them, how are we going to pay for this space? What do I need to do? What contract do I need to sign so that I can use this space possibly year round? And then what they're doing is they're running through the list of possible deductions that he may, that may get from his own taxes or someone else's taxes, or as either deductions or additions to his taxes, if that makes any sense, or paying the taxes to use the space, right? And things being deducted from the taxes in terms of using the space, right? But the Six of Wands is that if there's any payments that may have not gotten counted, or they weren't processed, or they weren't made or initiated, period, that's where there's an issue. But I also feel like if he does, or if he's in the process of working through getting those payments, right? I was getting money. He could be getting money back because of the payments. He is, or he is not, or he will. That's why the Six of Wands is there. He probably will get money back for damages and things of that nature, but it's because of a contract or someone being able to work with him and work that through with him in order for it to then be probable in court if he ever needs to appear in court. All right, I try to legally explain that as clearly as possible. Okay. The starting point has the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, the seducer, could show up here like Drake. It could be, the embodiment of any other male energy that would be around. The lawsuit energy is coming off of his energy, all right? Lawsuit could be related to Travis. Lawsuit related to Drake as well, okay? Right? When it's a Drake, though, he does have a manager or an agent that may have the situation handled. That's why the Six of Wands energy is underneath. Alright, Six of Wands is related to his career, but I'm also feeling, though, with Drake that he may need to work a little extra hard with a manager or an agent for something to work in his favor, if that makes any sense. All right, someone is asking for a lot of money, so if there's a lawsuit, there's this, that, and the third occurring because of the damages and the injuries and things of that nature. His lawyer, if it's Drake's lawyer, Travis' lawyer, they're working collectively to then try to figure out how to issue the claims, or try to issue the payments for those claims. The manager for Drake or the manager for Travis or the agent has something really under control in terms, I also get law enforcement. So a manager or agent has something really under control for the both of them, or they have something really under control financially in terms of the lawsuit that's coming upon Drake or Travis, if that makes any sense. Or collectively, their lawyers, agents, or managers are working through the lawsuit, right? They're working through the lawsuit, and I keep getting this idea of tax, like taxes being deducted as well. So the tax deductible situation could be related to, the tax deductible situation could be related to the usage of the venue. That's one element about it, the usage of the venue. The tax deductible situation could also be related to the injuries that some people ended up with, if that makes any sense, right? So something being tax deductible, meaning that the taxes can come out, like you can take the taxes out. So I'll give you a really interesting example. Like, for example, say you have a 401k, and then your 401k gives you two options, right? Take the taxes out after this time, or leave them in, don't touch them. That would be the other option, right? But what's happening here with this venue and people getting injured and the taxes and things of that nature, what's happening with that is that taxes filed on the venue will then, I also get participants, taxes coming from the venue or filed on the venue or the area where the concert took place, that venue, I would call it a venue. Taxes that are being deductible from there will then go to participants. Participants are considered to be the festival goers, if that makes any sense. They're considered to be the festival goers, right? So instead, that's coming out of the contract as well. So that's coming out of Drake's contract, and that possibly is coming out of Travis' contract. But the spirit is giving me an idea of real money. Something about that may not be coming out of their real money, if that makes any sense. I don't know why the spirit said that. Real money. Like real money. Like their real money would be like money that they are obligated to not touch. Okay, real money is money that they are not, okay, through their separate contracts. Real money is money that they're obligated to not touch, or they're obligated to take out or use, if that makes any sense. There's like two different types. I'm trying to explain this carefully. There's two different types of incomes that they're receiving. One has like a tax deductible linkage to the venue that the festival took place at, if that makes any sense. So what's coming out of there, doesn't really affect them financially. So for example, if they're claiming that this, someone that was injured wants to sue Drake, someone that was injured wants to sue Travis for $1 million or however many million, that's not coming out of their, that's not coming out of their, like say I have $10, right? And somebody sues, say I have $10 and, or say Amy has $10, right? And then, Sam sues Amy for everything that she has, or percentage of what she has, and Sam wants that $10 from Amy. But what Sam doesn't know is that Amy isn't necessarily, what Sam is suing Amy for is there's a percentage of that is not, what would you call that? There's a percentage of that money that is not viable or up for, it can't get tampered with, basically, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to explain it as carefully as possible. It can't get tampered with. So, for example, say Sam is suing Amy and he wants everything, he wants like $10 or he wants like $100 or something like that. The percentage is deducted from that, but it doesn't affect Amy's real money. Like the real money is money that she would not be obligated to touch, if that makes any sense, right? This is where the Knight of Cups energy is here. So if he's getting sued, or if they're claiming that they're getting sued, that amount of money is not affecting them, because it has something to do with the taxes for the venue, or the money that the venue made in total will go to those people. It will not come from their money that they make from their career, if that makes any sense, all right? It's going to come from somewhere else. The money's coming from somewhere else, not directly from what they make. It's coming from somewhere else, okay? The Three of Wands energy is here in the waiting position. There's a lot of fire here. So, Three of Wands and the Knight of Cups is collabing. Will be Travis collabing with Drake. There could be other fire sign energies involved here as well, like Kylie and I don't know, the agents, maybe lawyers, attorneys. I kind of see lawyers, attorneys, and all that to be like Wands energy. People responsible for, organizing and maintaining their contracts, helping them with that as well. Okay, Three of Wands, Knight of Cups energy, right? Knight of Cups. So, Three of Wands in the waiting position with the Knight of Cups would be a lawyer's discussion, or needing to meet with lawyers to discuss the outcome. Like I said from before, probable outcomes, things kind of working in their favor, and there's also this idea of like, I don't know if there's like due process and things that they need to go through, court appearances and things of that nature as well. All right. I always get this idea of some type of sentence. I don't know if this is like some type of sentencing excuse me, I don't know if that relates to like a manager, or that relates, I always get security, that may relate to security, some type of sentencing with security, or like law enforcement. Something may be going on with security and law enforcement, right? Something's going on with security and law at their pay. So the security and the law enforcement, the law enforcement, there was like hundreds of police there, or like, security there. So I feel like something may be coming out of their pay, right? Something that comes out of, or something may affect their pension, if that makes any sense. Something may affect their pension, but whatever comes out of their pay is whatever is coming out of their, I got a reimbursement. Whatever's coming out of their pay, they will receive a reimbursement. The reimbursement is coming from Drake, or his dealings, like his money, his contract, or it's coming from Travis. Like, there's a reimbursement there. So whatever it is that securities may lose, but they ain't irresponsible. They may have been irresponsible. They may be in a situation where they may lose some type of pay, or something's going to be happening with their benefits and their pension that they're getting. But whatever it is that they lose, or somebody may be trying to take, is going to get reimbursed from the artist, right? It's going to get reimbursed from the artist. That's where the taxes are coming from for the venue and things of that nature, right? I also get this idea of unfairly. I don't know if that's something along those lines may be deemed as unfair, especially if like the pension and like the income of the security is getting manipulated with, right? Or something is contractual going on with them, or some of them may be in a situation, I don't know if some of them got fired, or somebody wants to let them go for something happening there. Something legal may be descending upon the security, like the security separate from Travis and Drake. Something's going on with their security, right? The security, if it's Travis and Drake's security, like if it's their group or their people, not necessarily the venue, but their group or their people, something, I keep getting this idea of the taxes may go to those people, right? Because I get this interesting tie between like the artists. Okay, this is really hard to explain. Jesus. The artists pay, alright, the artists, like the taxes, and the taxes for the venue, that is, I also get supervision. There's supervision there, or because something's going on with the supervision of the venue, and like it not going well, so because it didn't go well, there's an issue with the taxes connected to their pension, if that makes any sense. So if that's not going well, the security for Drake and Travis and the taxes from that will then go to the security of the venue, like it's like a payout or something that they're due to receive, that they may be due to receive. So for example, say the security need to appear in court, right? Say they need to appear in court as a means of, like they're in the jury, or they're like witness, they're coming up and they're on the witness stand, and they need to speak, explain what happened here. What's going on with them is that their pension or their benefits may have gotten manipulated with due to the outcome of the festival. It's getting manipulated with, or it's already getting manipulated with. Could be by the court, you know what I mean? Could be, governmental that's why I was getting governmental contracts and things of that nature. It's getting manipulated with on their end. So because it is, they have this separate agreement, or this other contractual agreement with Travis and with Drake, or their management. And I also get secrecy. So when I hit that note, there's secrecy there, where not everybody's going to know that. Not everybody's going to know that the security is, I get a payout. The security is going to receive a payout from the management from Travis and Drake, their management, people that are responsible for their management. Okay, and who's the financial managers, people are part of their contractual agreement. They're going to give the security a payout because from the state, if these are security working there from the state, they are going to lose out on their pension, or taxes may come out of their pension due to the irresponsibleness at the venue, if that makes any sense. So their deal with the celebrities is that we will cut you something. We're gonna cut you a break, or we're gonna cut you some money wise. Like we're gonna, this is the payout that you're gonna be due to receive, because we understand you're working for the state, and this is what's gonna happen here now, right? So before I move any further, there's a lot going on here. Before I move any further, there's a situation where, let me just clarify it because I know that was kind of choppy. What's going on is that taxes from the venue, right, the suing and the claims, all that, it doesn't affect the stars. It doesn't affect their real money. Let the spirit emphasize their real money. But it does affect the money of the security, 3 of Wands. It affects them. It affects their benefits. It affects their pension, right? Because it affects their pension, the stars are then having a discussion with them, whether either in court, in person, whatever the setting is. We're going to cut you some. We are going to give you a cut of a payout that we are due to receive for the taxes on this venue, for whatever it is that went wrong, or for whatever it is that needed to be paid off. It's going to go to you instead of us, or we're just going to cut this for you. We're not touching real money. We're touching the money of the venue, or the taxes from the venue that we were due to receive anyway. But part of that may go to the police. Part of that may go to the police. Part of that may go to the security. Okay, but it's a contractual thing. There's like 2 or more different contractual agreements that are happening concurrently here, if that makes any sense. Okay, the person has the Prince of Cups. All right, the Prince of Cups energy could be like a child. Prince of Cups can also be, they did say something happened to a child. That doesn't have to be the child sign, like a water sign child, but I know they said a child was injured, something happened with a kid and things of that nature, or it's like, it's a younger person that is involved. They could be a part of the group, they could be a part of security, they could be whoever, if it's not only a kid that was injured, right? There's a lot of upheaval surrounding the child. Like a child, I'm getting brown. The child is brown in skin tone. Alright, there's a lot of upheaval going on with his family. Child could have passed, child could be injured because of the situation. Right? Prince of Cups energy. Alright? The lawsuit may be surrounding the child. Right? The lawsuit surrounding a child potentially, or it's already happening, or it possibly will. The lawsuit surrounding the kid, it involves the security. Like it involves the security, or it affects the pay of the security. Right? It affects the pay of the security because the security directly may get, the security directly, if the family of this child, if the family of this child particularly, if they want to sue, they're not going to sue. There's different outlets of ways that, like, this child's family members may want to sue, if that makes any sense. They're not going to sue. They may not sue the artists necessarily. They may go directly to the police. They may go to the security, do something there. They may not necessarily blame the artists for what happened, but what's happening is that they may be in a situation where they may sue, like what do you call it, like the police department, something random, like not the police department, but like the security directly for the cause of the child's injuries, right? They may try to do that directly for the child's injuries or the child's passing, if that makes any sense. With the Knight of Cups and the Three of Wands, right? Right? The family of this child particularly may receive a payout as well. The child may receive a payout, right? And I'm also getting a contractual agreement, like the child is either living or the child passed, but it's related to injuries sustained it's related to passing due to injuries sustained. That's what a lawsuit is coming from on the police officers or security or whatever for the venue, right? The family of this child, they are like inadvertently affected, but at the same time, they may receive a payout because they may be involved in the contract. They may be involved in some type of contract as well, or they may have been, the parents or the family of the child may have been asked to be a part of the contract. Like they're being asked to be a part of the contract in order to receive some type of payout, right? In order to receive that, okay. This child that they're talking about as well, the child I don't know if the child is black or Hispanic or something. The child that they're talking about, there's a really interesting situation separately from the concert that is surrounding the child, like with the parents. I don't know if the parents were separating or the parents had some type of issue with the child even going to the concert, period, right? There's some type of secrecy surrounding why the child was at the concert, period. Alright, there's a few children there, but there's something secretive there. It does have something to do with a contract that somebody was promised or somebody was told that they would receive. It's contractual, okay? The future has the Ace of Wands energies, a lot of fire here. There's a lot of orange here, and it kind of reminds me of what the concert might have looked like. Like I'm looking at this card, and there's some fire over here. It kind of these are shaped like arches to me, so that's what it kind of the venue looked like, at least. Okay. All right, let's see. The Instincts has the Prince of Swords energy. So the Prince of Swords will be an Aquarian, a Libra, or a Gemini. That's a man. I don't know if Kanye West had anything to do with it. That's the only air sign male that I would deem to be closely affiliated to Travis and Drake. I don't know any other, sign-wise, I don't know what other artists will be coming to mind. Right? Something may be going on with their taxes, or something may be going on with their pay, if that makes any sense as well too. Right? Something may be going on with them. So they could be another artist. This could be Kanye West. This could be another artist that is involved. Or they could be, who else could they be? They could be someone that was in the venue during the time. They could be security, whoever it is that they are. Something's going on with them. Or something's going on with their pay or their contract, right? They weren't present as well too. Like there's one element about this where this person wasn't present. I don't know if they were supposed to be present. They may have been supposed to be present, but they were not present. I'm getting that idea. They weren't present. This could be Kanye West that did not attend the concert. I don't know if he did or he did not. I don't know. This person wasn't present somewhere. They weren't present. Alright? But I also get this idea because of a deal. Like, somebody wasn't present because of a deal. Someone wasn't present because of a deal. Whatever the hell that means. Like, they weren't present. Okay. This is about to take me through a rabbit hole of interpretation. Okay, because I'm already in that rabbit hole mindset. Okay, this is really, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that is not on the surface. Alright, so the Prince of Swords and the Instinct. The Spirit is saying that they weren't present at the concert as a whole, or they weren't present. They are another artist. Like, this is one element about them. They could be shown up here like another artist that may have been supposed to perform with Travis on that day, right? I get cut out. So when I said that they were cut out, like they were cut out of the deal. The deal could have been for them to be there and perform with Travis and Drake, or just perform with Travis. But they were cut out of the deal, which is why they may not have appeared at the concert. Or they didn't appear at the time Drake came on stage, if that makes any sense. So they didn't appear. They could have been there. But they could have been backstage. You know what I mean? They could have been there. They could have been backstage. Or they were there. They could have been there somewhere else, or they weren't there at all. But the reason why they weren't there at all was because they were cut out of a deal of some kind. Some type of deal. Contractual deal. Right? I'm looking at the Princess Suarez. Money is owed to them, or someone owes them money, or something going on with Drake's management. And Drake and Travis have separate managements. If this is Kanye West, he may have a separate management, or something's collective about their managements, or it's another artist that was supposed to show up that they didn't show up because they weren't a part of a deal, or they were cut out of one. But they're cut out of one because they have money due, whatever the hell that means. There's money that is due to that person. So, okay, let me go with this idea. If this person has money due to them, it's related to the taxes for the venue, right? It's related to the taxes for the venue, or something about their contract. Their contract intertwined with the taxes for the venue. There's payments there that this person is supposed to be receiving, right? I do feel like they could have backed out on a deal at the last minute, if that makes any sense. I feel like they're like another artist, or there's someone that is a part of the music realm that they were supposed to perform, or they were just supposed to be present, but they were intentionally backed out of a deal, or they were asked to back out of a deal because there's something related to a payment or a payout that they're still waiting for. They're still waiting for currently. They're still waiting for it, but for some reason their presence somewhere may have implied that they not received something, or their presence somewhere may have implied that they not receive something or receive something, if that makes any sense. Something could be going on with a bet as well too. I was getting that. It was telling me that as well. Like a deal or a bet would be like the same thing. Contractual deal of some kind. Right? Whatever it is. It's interesting. The mage, the magician is here next to the Knight of Cups. Right? The magician would be like Aries. There's a lot of fire here too. Could be Aries. Like there's a lot of fire. Like Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, performers, yeah, like performers, like those could have been other performers that were around people. Then you have a Princess Suarez could be another artist. The spirit is giving me an idea. It's another artist. And then you have, Travis energy isn't shown up here, but he was a part of the situation. But you have the Knight of Cups. Drake could be embodying, or is it an external Knight of Cups energy right next to the mage. So the magician next to the Knight of Cups will mean that things, like I said, things will be going in their favor, or Drake's favor, right? Things are going in their favor, in his favor, with the magician next to the Knight of Cups, right? I don't know if this is related to like a tax win as well, or I was like the saving of a contract. It's related to the saving of a contract. Like, I don't know if Drake was trying to save a contract, or Prince of Suarez, somebody, or Travis, somebody trying to save a contract, like save their contract. That could be what they're doing now. But what's interesting about this is that could be what they're doing now, and then what's interesting about this is that the promises that were made to police, possibly security, their pension, their money, they're in a situation where they're probably descending upon the artists and saying, there's like a blame fest almost. And like, what's going to happen to our money? Three of Wands. And their deal is, we're going to fix this. You know what I mean? The deal is we're going to fix the fact, we're going to fix your contract. We're going to make sure that you receive a payout for the damages. And in the family of a child that is involved, right? So you have the family of a child, you have the child, whether the child is deceased or the child is living, injuries, then something going on with the child separately, and then there's security, and then there's, I keep getting the idea of a pension, the security, the pension. So what's happening with the artists is that they've got like money, okay, there's a lot going on here. Money that, like I said, real money that is not real money is going to go to the family of a child that is injured, or the child is deceased. Right? This money is going to get distributed to them. Then the security and the police officers that were there, that they could have failed to protect, or they, things happened already that went awry with the security, and they're in fear of loot or something happening to their benefits and their pension. So their contractual agreement with the artists is that instead, what you're going to do is the payout that it's not going to come out of your real money. The taxes that you pay for the venue will go to the family of the child and will go to the police officers and the security. That's where the taxes are going, or that's where that's the reason for the contractual agreement period. That's the reason for the contractual agreement there. Right? So the suing allegation, I had set up the suing allegation upon Drake and upon Travis is coming from I get like taxes. It's related to taxes. Taxes for the venue. The security, the taxes for them. It has something to do with the taxes or the paying for the venue and things of that nature. It has something to do with that. That's what the suing claims are. Behind the scenes, that's what the suing claims are. So, they can put anything on the news and tell you, okay, this person is suing, but what's really happening is that it's like they're after the artist's taxes. They're after Drake. They may be after Drake's taxes, Travis taxes, whatever other artists, their taxes they didn't pay, or that's why I was getting obligated. Taxes they didn't pay for the venue. Taxes they didn't pay for the venue because they weren't obligated to pay for the taxes on the venue. So the suing claim is for them, that person, or that I also get a separate organization. That's the person that is the suing and the injuries and things of that nature is for that person is actually coming from a separate organization. That separate organization that may have been partnered with the venue that they were performing at is saying, file this claim and this is how we're going to get the taxes back for the venue. Because they're not paying it, like it could be back taxes and things of that nature. Somebody could have been dealing with, if it's the child that passed and things of that nature, somebody could be dealing with that child support and things of that nature. But somehow they're intertwined with this. It's really crazy. There's a lot going on there. But it feels like definitely taxes were owed that the artist did not pay for however amount of time. Or their managers or someone or agents or whatever didn't discuss that with them, or they didn't pay, or I don't know, somebody didn't care to pay them off. That could also be why the security, I also get a half-assed job. That could be why the security kind of did a half-assed job. With, like, the half-assed job would be just letting people come in without a limit to how many people could come in. There's supposed to be like a limit. You're not. I mean, they bombard the people, but there's this lackadaisical energy where that some element about that could have been prevented. That could have been prevented to some extent. But somebody kind of like, or however many of them, could have been like, they could have been 3 of them. Look at number 3, there could have been 3 of them that did something. And whatever it is, 3 security or whatever, they did something there. Because now I get it. Now I get it. I love when I get these ideas at the last minute too. Now I get it. The lackadaisical energy coming from the security is related to the pension. It's related to their benefits. Some of them may have been going on with their pension or their benefits because of the venue, or they weren't receiving any pay. But the artists, or they probably weren't. Somebody probably felt like the security or whoever probably felt like they weren't getting paid enough to be there and manage that number of people all the time, or however many times they've done it. It could be police officers and whoever, security. But the reason why they kind of just, I'm not saying that they didn't care. I'm saying that what happened, it happened easily there because they felt like they probably weren't getting paid enough. But their pay, that's why I was getting the idea of contracts being jeopardized. Their pay and pensions and contracts or whatever was getting jeopardized because of the stars, the celebrities. They were or were not, I don't know. Something's going on shady with using the venue and not paying the taxes for the venue. Paying the taxes for the venue is supposed to go to a percentage of that is supposed to go to the security. So the security had enough. The security had enough, and they're like, the security had enough of them not paying, or their agents not paying, the manager not paying. We've got this contractual agreement for you to do this, that, and the third to be here. That could have been Drake and Travis, like their managers, their agents, discussing that with security. Okay, we have this deal running here. This is what you're going to do for us. But they just kind of just let the people just bum rush the situation because of taxes and pay. It's because of taxes and pay. But it's contractual agreements that the managers, the agents that belong to Travis and Drake or whoever other artists, it's an agreement that they have with the security. There's an agreement that they're supposed to have with the security. And the security, I get rightful pay. The security, they may now receive their rightful pay. Excuse me. They may now receive their rightful pay, or they were not receiving their rightful pay, which is why they let the people just bum rush into the situation. Because there's something was wrong with the taxes for the venue, or not paying the taxes for the venue. Not paying the tax for the venue. The payment of the tax for the venue is supposed to go to security. That was the agreement. But they're not paying them, or they don't care, or they're not paying attention to them. So the people suing for the injuries and this, that, and the third, some people may have really been doing that. I don't know. They were not. That's a deal. That may have been a deal that they had with somebody there may have had a deal. One of them had a deal, or one of them had a friend that was a police officer, one of the security, one of the people that's suing the situation. They have a friend that was one of the security officers, one of the policemen. They had a deal with them. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, that's what's happening behind the scenes. It feels like there's security. I don't know if the agents or managers felt underpaid. I don't know if they felt underpaid, but somebody wanted to wreak havoc. Somebody wanted to wreak havoc and set up a situation where they could then sue, and that money would go back to security or manager or whoever who felt underpaid, or they didn't, whatever it was. That's why the Magician is next to the Knight of Cups. The Magician next to, that could be Drake or whoever else. Like, Knight of Cups could be, the Knight of Cups energy could be one of the security as well, or somebody that is suing. But it could be Drake that's there with the Magician next to him. With the Magician. I don't know if Drake felt old. You know what I mean? I don't know if some type of payout was supposed to go to Drake for something. You know? Like, it's basically like wreaking havoc on purpose because of a contract or not getting paid from the contractual agreement. Alright. 5 of Cups energy is in the spiritual self next to the 3 of Wands in the collaboration. Yeah, there's going to be grief next to the collaboration. You know, there's grief next to the collaboration. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups relates to Drake's energy and whatever other water sign. I'm going to stick with that being Drake. And his you know, his group or his management, right? 5 of Cups with the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is shown up there like the security, police, and those kind of people there. You know? Prince of Cups energy in the present. Right? It is accidental what happened to any children and people there. Prince of Cups kind of shown up here like multiple. There were like kids there, you know, that got hurt as well. There were children there, you know. And then the child has, then the family of that child or those children, they had a separate lawsuit. They got a separate lawsuit running. And something about that separate lawsuit running may be related to one of the security. It's related to one of the security guards or one of the security officers there. It's related to one of them. I don't know if the child was related to one of them, like related as in blood related, or related as in like likeness and case, or likeness and claim, if that makes any sense. 5 of Cups next to the 3 of Wands. I'm getting this idea like we're gonna get what's old. Like somebody may have been saying that. Like we're gonna get what's old. You know, we're gonna get what's old. We're gonna get what's old. That's like I don't feel like that's a manager. I don't feel like that's the artist manager or agent that's really saying that. I feel like that's coming from like security. Like someone is heavy about particular security guards that were there. Like, we're going to get what's old. Like, somebody's going to get what's old. We're going to get what's old. Now, the situation with the kids could have been totally separate, or it's connected. Like, something that's separate about the lawsuit, but something that's also relatable about the lawsuit, or similar, or it's connected somehow. They're connected or related, whatever you want to call it. But it's still... At the end of the day, it still has something to do with the contractual agreement, the taxes, not paying the taxes, trying to figure out a way to get somebody to pay the taxes for a venue, and then getting the money that somebody feels like is owed to them back. Wow. Queen of Wands energy is the public defender. This energy could be a lawyer, will be an Aries, Leo, Sag, female. This could be, there's a black woman on this card, but it could be Kylie or whatever. You know, the Queen of Wands with the Prince of Swords energy, right? Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag, female. In the mentality with the Prince of Swords, right? The Queen of Wands could be an industry lawyer as the public defender. It could be a black woman. Right? Could be a black woman. That could be an industry lawyer that is present in the case, or they need to be. But the Queen of Wands resides with the 3 of Wands here. Alright? Queen of Wands. The 6 of Wands is victory that's underneath. 3 of Wands could be collaboration with her as an industry lawyer. Somebody's lawyer, like Drake's lawyer, or industry lawyer would mean someone that is like in the music industry, and they're overseeing, like they would be like an industry lawyer would probably be above the artist agents. They're above the artist managers as an industry lawyer. They're above them in the music industry hierarchy. They're above them. or they oversee things. They oversee things. Their job is to oversee, right? The 6 of Wands underneath resides with them. So something that I also get recommend. Something that they recommend could be why I was getting the idea of something being probable. Something that they recommend. You know? I do feel like they received complaints at one point. They received complaints at one point from somebody. Somebody that's tied to Drake, somebody that's tied to Travis. They received complaints about something at one point. This could have been before the concert happened. They could have received like a complaint from the management directly of the venue. I feel like somebody received some type of complaint at some point. And they could have discussed with the management of the venue directly how to resolve that. How to resolve it. And it worked or didn't work. It just depends on what's going on, okay? What's changing is the Death card. Scorpio energy again. Drake's energy. Alright? The Death card energy is changing. The Death card energy in the changing position would mean that this phase I almost said fast. This phase has passed, right? So the phase of the phase going on with the contractual agreement may have passed, right? Or somebody passed. Like there's that. I mean, I'm not gonna go there, but yeah, somebody passed. But it's not that. It could have been another Scorpio that was there that passed. Like another Scorpio energy. Or there's another situation, like Death card energy would mean that the situation, something with the contractual agreement, that passed. Or something, this situation, you know what I mean, is, I was getting a couple of months. This situation, elements of this case may resolve in like a couple of months, right? So if I look at the numbers, I have one could be Ace of Wands, could be January, okay? 5 could be May, 3 could be March, right? The Death card is 13. So the number 13 could be any day. It could be something could have occurred. I mean, the day passed already. Something could have happened on November 13th. Something could be important about December 13th, January, 13. February, March 13th may be an important. Those days may be important. Those days may be important, right? But this energy is moving out of the situation, so which means that this literally could be Drake changing. Like something going on with him could be changing. Something going on with Drake could be changing. Like something's going on. I get lawyer. Something's going on with Drake's lawyer. I don't know, one of the Queen of Wands energies, maybe Drake's lawyer or Prince of Swords, somebody. Could be in the embodiment of Drake's lawyer or one of his lawyers or his managers or his agent. Something's going on there with that, right? I don't know, I'm getting the idea of backing out of an agreement. There's that. That's what a 5 of Cups is in the spiritual self. There's the backing out of an agreement of some kind. Like backing out of an agreement. Backing out of some type of agreement. Right? You could be backing out of some type of agreement. That could be tax related. That could be payout related. Pay to him. Pay to someone else agreement. Right? I feel like he could be worried about his own contract. You know what I mean? He could be worried about his own... because that happened, he could be worried about his own contract. I feel like he's worried about... What's interesting is that none of Travis energy is here, Earth sign, which is really interesting to me. It's kind of behind the scenes. It's interesting to me that there's no Earth sign energy here, and all this water is here. Something may be affecting Drake more than it is affecting Travis. It could be tenure related. It could be the fact that Drake has been in the game longer than Travis, and there's worry for his contract. That's where the worry is coming from. That's where the worry is coming from. Or he may or may not be worried. 5 of Cups. He may or may not be worried about it. I don't know. I mean, having his contract running longer would imply that I also get this idea of not mind, like he may not mind making some type of payment. Like he may not mind making it. Right? He himself has a child. His own, Prince of Cups, he himself has his own child. If this isn't a child that was injured, this could be Drake's child. If this isn't a child that they said that passed and those kind of things, this could be the energy of Drake's child. You know what I mean? Somebody's child. Something going on there. Right? He may not mind making some type of payment. So if his child is, I don't know, if his child may be showing up here, he may be worried for his child. For some reason, I don't know, maybe he could be worried for his child, or he's worried about the child, somebody else's child. Right? Or what happened to somebody else's child, how that's going to look, how that looks for him. Like, there's a lot of emotional things that are occurring here for them. And for Drake, for him particularly, for some reason. For him particularly, I'm not really going to say, something may be personal with how he feels, like his perspective on what he saw, what he witnessed, and he, you know what I mean, how people have their own families, and there's this emotional weird feeling that people go through. They, something happens to someone external and they don't know what to do. They may feel in fault. He may not know what to do. That could be why he doesn't mind making some type of payment or a payout as well to someone or to a family. Right? But the payout isn't coming from, like the spirit emphasized, it's not coming from real money, whatever the hell that means. Real money could be money that they have set aside that they don't touch. And then there's another part of that money that they may take out to give for situations like this. I don't know. That could be a situation. Or it comes out of the management. Something may come out of the management. The 9 of Cups energy is here going towards the Ace of Wands. So the 9 of Cups is the wish card going towards a new creative idea, possibly. It's a 9 of Cups energy in resolution. Something may be probable for him. Something may be probable for him, particularly. I don't know why. Right? I also get the feeling of having better agents. Like, he may have better agents than Travis. I don't know. Something's important about that, too. He may have better agents than Travis. Better security than Travis. So something could be going on there. Like, Drake may have had his own group of security. Travis has his own group of security. And then there's, like, thousands other of security that they are directly belong to the venue. Or they're just there. So there's like 3 sets of security, one for Drake, one for Travis, one for the venue, that they're working collectively. I keep getting underpaid, so when I ran through all of them, some of them in each of those sections felt underpaid, and something's going on, and something happened, or they did something there, or somebody's perspective behind the scenes was to let something happen intentionally so that they can get a payout that they felt like they were due to receive. And it's coming from the security of Drake, however many of the security of Travis, or the venue, or they're doing something collectively. I don't know, for some reason why. It's interesting. That's why the Ace of Wands is in the future there. 9 of Cups, Queen of Wands, the public defender. This could have been, if this energy isn't only like an industry lawyer that is trying to, the spirit said figure out what the hell happened. Yeah, this person's trying to figure out what the hell happened. They're trying to figure out what the hell happened. Or they could be a concert goer. Like they could be a black female that was a concert goer. Like they attended the concert. I get saw something strange. When I say that they saw something strange, if they are a concert goer, if they're not only a public defender or an industry lawyer, they're a concert goer, that they saw something strange. They could have saw some type of exchange happening somewhere, right? They saw something strange. They witnessed something strange. Or it could be an industry lawyer that knows something secretive. There's an industry lawyer that knows something secretive. The something secretive is related to contract. I get why it happened. So the knowing something secretive is knowing why something happened the way it did. Like if they're an industry lawyer, the Prince of Swords energy could be somebody lawyer too, or they were another performer that I keep getting extracted and those kind of things. They're like another performer that they extracted themselves, or they pulled themselves out of a deal of some kind. Right? I get a strange motive. So when I said pulling themselves out of a deal of some kind, is because somebody's motive was strange. Somebody had a weird motive. Somebody had a strange idea or motive to get. Now I'm being drawn to taxes. It's related to taxes. Is the motive, or a payout, or underpaid and being paid and money back and whatever it is, or not making payments and something happening with not making any payments on something. Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands would be like the idea of like a resolution, like is why they're present. Is why they're present. She could be like, maybe you shouldn't have did it that way, or I get tighter security. You should have had tighter security. They may not know why. I mean, it was the one side of the story is that some of the security fell under, someone's gone with their pay or their pension and their benefits, or feeling underpaid. That may be something that I don't know yet. That's something the Queen of Wands energy does not know yet, or they're going to find out that's why something happened there. Because they're thinking, okay, the security, they're thinking, or I don't know, this person may have been thinking too, that the security wasn't tight enough. However, what's happening behind that is it could have been tight enough if somebody didn't feel, somebody was acting out on the fact that they weren't getting paid enough, or it's like multiple security that felt that way, or an agent or a manager. And so Spirit said they don't know that yet, or that I get that particular detail. They don't know that particular detail yet, or they're going to find out that particular detail, okay? Which is really interesting. Ace of Wands, six of Wands energy, right? I think that when the Queen of Wands or the Prince of Swords or whatever, I even knows what was really going on. Like the Prince of Swords they knew what was really going on, or why it was happening. They know why something was happened the way it did. Queen of Wands knows little of what, or knows just a percentage of it, and they're going to find out more. If that makes any sense. And they're going to find out more. Right? They're going to find out more. It's convoluted because say, let me try to figure out a really interesting scenario to kind of do like a synopsis of what I just picked up. I'll give you a really interesting scenario, right? Say I'm a performer and I want to rent out, not a performer, say I'm a jazz singer, for example, and I want to rent a space, and I have like all these back payments and I'm not paying for the space and the security and whatever it is. So what's happening is, say I order all these security to be around and follow these orders precisely that I give them. They may follow it, they may half-ass follow it, but I'm not using my intuition that, okay, why are they breaking things? Why are they knocking things over? Why are they letting people bum rush the stage? Just that and the third, right? So it's like creating damages to get the pay, or to get the security to be paid, right? So if I have security that feels underpaid, what they're going to do is they're going to allow people to come in to do these damages, so that a payment then descends upon me that I need to then figure out a way to handle. But that payment, whether I know or not, is going to go back to the people that claim that they were underpaid. If that makes any sense. Right? I mean, it's really interesting. It's a lot going on there. It's a lot. Alright, let me do an outcome on this. Outcome. The Magician again. Let me do another outcome on that. 1, 2. 4 of Pentacles. That's the only Travis energy I see so far. So the 4 of Pentacles and the Magician, right? 4 of Pentacles, Magician. Alright? The 4 of Pentacles will be like holding on to money. I don't know if that's something that, I mean, I would think that would be something that Travis is trying to do. Right? He may have been thinking that he had to come out of his, 4 of Pentacles with the Magician would be coming out of his own pay to coming out, or not having to come out of his own pay to pay off someone, or to give somebody a payment, paying for the funerals and things of that nature. Right? But I feel like not with his own money is what the Spirit, it's not with his own money, it's not with his real money. But the Spirit kept emphasizing that from the beginning. Like there's money that they make. It could be revenue and things of that nature. There's money that they make that they don't touch, or there's money that they make that are for specific causes that they don't see, they don't touch it. They don't touch their real money. If that makes any sense. They don't touch their real money. 4 of Pentacles with the Magician. Okay? It's not their real money. So if somebody's suing this, that, and the third, it doesn't impact their real money. It doesn't impact their family. It doesn't impact any of that. And I don't know if that was somebody's perspective that they were thinking that it's good. It's not. That's why the Victory card is underneath with the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands. If it's an industry lawyer, we have you protected. That's the point of their contracts as musicians. They don't have to. They have more money. They have more money than meets the eye that's attached to them. But it's because of revenue, it's because of contract, it's because of ties, contractual agreements and ties that they have. Alright? It could be governmental ties that they have. They have governmental protection. Okay? They have governmental protection. Governmental protection in the sense where governmental protection is related to the taxes, or not having to pay for certain things. That comes along with the contract. Something about that is intertwined with the contract. Okay? It's like a gift. You know what I mean? It's like a gift for joining the industry. It's a gift to them. Alright? It's a gift to them. They don't have to pay anything. The news is like, okay, he's getting sued. He's getting sued. But people don't realize that it's not, right? Say I got $10,000. Say I have $10,000 or $100,000, and somebody tries to sue me for that, and it's like, what's the discussion behind this? Because I have a contract, the discussion behind the scenes is that, okay, this is what we're gonna handle it, right? There is a governmental contract there too, so we're gonna handle it. Your money, your real money is not going to be impacted by this situation at all. Okay? That's what's happening there. Alright, so that was the Astroworld Festival case coverage. If you have questions, comments, or concerns about it, you know where to find me. My Instagram is Amani Ife777. Yeah. Once again, I have the tarot series running on there as well, if you are interested in learning more about that. Okay? So, peace to the victims. Those that were injured, I hope that they are okay, and I hope that this issue gets resolved. All right? Be well. Take care. Bye.